Good morning. To start, I'd like to ask, how many of you have a habit? Raise your hand. Let's be honest, everybody has one. Okay. Cracking your gum, brushing your teeth, locking the door before you leave the house, even picking your nose. These are all examples of habits, and whether positive or negative, we all have at least one. For me, kindness is my habit, and it's been that way for a long time. But in one day, that was almost ruined. It was an average week for me. I held the doors open for people coming in and out of the mall, asked my teachers and friends about their weekends, even thanked the cashier at Sheetz on my way to a friend's house. Everything was going great, and then Thursday came. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was already mid-teenager mood swing. My alarm clock caught the first wave of irritation when I pounded it into submission. It was the most annoying noise I had ever heard. And then I had to roll my eyes at the sun's pure disregard for my mood. How dare the sun rise on a day like today? I had to literally force myself out of bed and immediately regretted it. When I put my foot off the side, my little brother left his Legos all over the floor. Then I got toothpaste all over my new shirt because someone neglected to say, "Hey, Nessa, there's toothpaste all over the sink." On the walk to school, 3 cars cut me off at a red light. Last time I checked, red meant stop. Hey, I don't make the rules, I just live by them. When I finally got to the high school, I couldn't open the door because I had my soccer bag, my track bag, my cell phone, and my headphones. And I was standing there trying to get the door open with my elbow, and no one would open the door. People could see me trying to open it and just wouldn't. My day just got worse, and not because of my unfortunate luck, but because of everybody's lack of kindness. Instead of fighting back the universe with positivity, I basically let my negative mood ruin everybody else's. That day, I thanked no one, I complimented no one, and I helped no one. Stomping my way back home, I came onto the sidewalk on Ohio Street in Moxham. The light turned green, but no car sped past. I looked to my left, and there was a woman in a green buggy, smiling and waving me to cross the street. She stopped traffic so that I could go safely. And in that moment, I finally realized why all these years I've prided myself on my kind habits. I'm not kind because that's what I have to do. I'm kind because that's what I want to do. And a simple act of kindness can really add to someone's day. Hers sure added to mine. That little gesture made me realize that negativity can be a vicious cycle, and positivity is the cure. But how can I share the cure with everyone? Keep kindness my habit so everybody can feel that spark in their day and encourage other people to do the same. And that's my goal here today. Now, some of you might be wondering, habits. Well, what are habits, Nessa? Or how can kindness be a habit like brushing your teeth is? To answer, an article in Psychology Today discusses how habits are learned and how they're automatic behaviors that happen without thought, and how this takes time to form. Think about it. When you were younger, how often did your mom have to yell at you to get you to brush your teeth before you just started to do it? This rule goes for any type of habit, even one of being more kind, as opposed to leaving the bank and not thinking twice about the teller who asks you about your kids every time you visit. To build any habit takes some time, and about 66 days to become permanent. So take an old habit, like, say, rolling your eyes at a sassy worker, with trying to start casual conversation, or complimenting, or even a simple thank you. After a while, your small gestures will become habitual, and you'll start to see a change in not only yourself, but the people around. It's like ancient Greek storyteller Aesop once said, "No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." Now, we know that habits of kindness affect the people around us in a positive way. But what's in it for you? Because I know I wouldn't be making internal changes simply for other people's benefit, okay? That's not how I roll. Psychologically speaking, coping responses, or the way we deal with stress, are controlled by personality. And personality is controlled by habitual traits. And as I said before, habits are routines of behavior repeated without thought. Positive habits breed positive personality traits, such as positive coping. For example, proactive coping is a type of positive coping. This strategy reduces the stress of a challenge or hard situation by alleviating the what-if factor and giving yourself time to anticipate what's going to happen. People who lack the internal happiness that comes from kind habits usually tend to have short fuses and use negative coping strategies such as maladaptive coping. This type of coping response is one where the problem is more so pushed aside and never really gets solved. And this can include anything from eating your emotions, ladies, to whining, crying, and complaining. And if you're guilty of any of these things, don't stress out. Nothing's wrong with an occasional tear or eating binge, but this can become the way that you habitually deal with stress, and that's not good. A habit of kindness doesn't just boost the way that we deal with stress. It helps keep our immune systems up. Your immune system is your body's primary defense system against disease and illness, and negative stress responses often weaken this system. A weak immune system means a weak defense. A weak defense system makes your body open to, as I said, more illnesses and diseases, and if I must go there to convince you guys, death. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, I'm making light of the situation, but facts are still facts, and the fact of the matter still remains the same. A kind habit is a benefit to everyone, including ourselves. And maybe you're not into science or psychology, and that's okay. It isn't the only thing that encourages kindness. Religion does too. Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, wherever you look to. All these faiths and religions have different pieces but are built on the same principle, kindness. Take Christianity, for example. In Romans 15:2, the Lord says, "Let each of us please his neighbor for his good, to build him up." This is the Lord praising kindness and wanting each of us to build up our neighbors with words of kindness and encouragement. Even the 14th Dalai Lama, who lived his life in Buddhism, knew how important kindness was. And just as most religions, it encourages kindness. He was even quoted saying, "My religion is simple. My religion is kindness." So no matter what you believe in or what strikes your heart the deepest, kindness is important and can ultimately change the world. Now let's take a minute to reflect on what we've learned. Number 1, teenage mood swings are vicious. Steer clear. Number 2, it only takes 66 days to form a new habit. And to get there, you need to take it day by day, replacing your eye rolls with a smile and your teeth sucking with a simple, "Oh, I like your shirt today." That can really get the process rolling. And number 3, no matter what we believe in, kindness is important. It affects us and the people we're around, and the people we're around are around. The mailman, the woman behind the register, even the teller who calls your house every day deserves some act of kindness. It's important, it's beautiful, and it's necessary. It's like Mark Twain said when he strung together 14 of the most beautiful words I've ever heard. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Thank you.